Hello all. So another beautiful California winter's day. Probably going to be in the 70s today. They're predicting some rain starting tomorrow night, which will be Monday night, Tuesday, and all the way through Thursday, which is Thanksgiving. That would be really nice. We definitely need it. We've basically gotten nothing yet. We've gotten half the amount of rain we got last year so far this year. Not looking too good, but the wind is really howling. It took me forever to get over here, but I wanted to do a video, and there's a lot of videos that need to be done really quickly because a lot of things are happening. And the worst part of it is what's happened. The Food and Drug Administration has given the go-ahead and approval of GMO salmon to go on supermarket shelves. No labeling. You don't know what the GMO thing is, you know, what the particular gene is or whatever it is. It could be bowel movement that's inflating these fish to 3 times the normal, 5-6 times the normal size of a regular salmon. So many problems with this. First of all, these salmon would be farm raised. There's a percentage of escapees that get out of farmed fish. And these being GMO are going to spread GMOs all throughout the regular fish kingdom and really upset the whole balance of things. These fish eat tremendous amounts of food. My bike's getting away from me, wanting to go down the cliff. Why would we want to put ourselves in the position of having to eat something Frankenfood type stuff? We can stop it. You know, I keep saying, you know, we can do these things. We just don't have to eat Frankenfood. Why are you eating anything that's a fish related thing, really, nowadays, with all the contamination that's in the oceans? These pens of fish that float in the oceans have to be constantly bathed with different type of antibiotics, and actually now some countries are vaccinating every single fish in these farms because the conditions are so bad. They're in their own filth. There's no room to swim. You know, they're not living a normal fish life, and these things are being brought on with Frankenfish. Just unbelievable. So a lot of this is because of the TPP, isn't it? You see, if this gets ratified by all the countries, they can do any kind of Frankenfood they want, and you don't have to know about it. You won't find any labeling. Any food safety whatsoever is out the window. The U.S. has some of the strictest safety laws on the planet, and so they should be. It sure shows by the health of people here. You know, they're not being food poisoned like other countries that you've visited or maybe heard about. It's amazing that we would go backwards and not forwards on food safety. And what about the environment? You know, how are we going to get rid of these fish from getting into the environment and polluting the wild species, what few there are left, I guess? Or is that the idea? Is just who cares? Let it happen. You know, I'm just blown away by this. What can we do about it? Of course, stop eating meat as much as you can of any kind. Learn how to become a vegetarian. You know, there's a link right down below here that has a website that'll teach you all about being a vegetarian and how important it is to get your nutrients and your proteins and the things that meat give you that you don't get when you can't just stop eating meat and continue on and expect to have a healthy life. That's not going to happen. You have to learn how to cook. You have to learn how to eat and how to proportion things like salt and spices and that sort of thing. Eating is the older you get, the better you become at cooking and knowing your measurements and that sort of thing, and you don't have to pay attention to it that much. So it's a skill level. It's a skill that you get more and more of the more you practice it. And after a while, cooking will just be part of your everyday routine, and you'll really like your cooking. Believe me, it's so much better than what you can get at a restaurant every day. And I know so many people that are just eating whatever they get. You know, they order fish, whatever. Who cares if it's GMO or whatever? People, you know that these farm raised fish have tubers all over them and big welts and sores and that sort of thing because they're in such a poor condition, the way they're raised and grown. Pretty soon fish farms will go away because the disease, they're becoming infected with superbugs, and they can't put enough chemicals to kill the superbugs, so the fish are now dying away, and the farmers are having quite a time with it. So But do your part and become as much a vegetarian as you can. If you have to eat some meat, do it every now and then. But man, I'm telling you, eggs are a lot better for you. You know, they're a lot better for you. They're a lot better proteins and that sort of thing in eggs and nuts and seeds and that sort of thing. And so anyway, I want you guys to start thinking about a number between 1 and 100. I've been getting infused with the Tower of Truth, and the number is coming. Soon I will roll the dice and the number will be revealed. Put your guess down in the description bar. We'll do this a couple of times because we're going to have a lot of videos here coming up. Boy, do we need a lot of them lately. So until next time, and thank you for all your comments and your ups and downs on the last videos and your new subscriptions, and until next time.
I was only there for 7 months. You told me coming up on the boat. Yeah.